What's going on, everyone? It's Snoo, and we're back again. Sorry I took a couple days off there. Didn't feel like making a video showcasing, every single day what was going on. Day 3 was a little bit uneventful. I basically just went around and picked up all the Lilith altars and did renown up to the first 3 out of 5 brackets, basically giving me most of the player power that I can get. The 4th bracket doesn't actually give any player power, and the 5th one gives Paragon points, but that's quite steep of an achievement to do. I'll eventually get it then. But anyway, here he is, the Barbarian. This is starting day 5 now. Basically, I'm starting day 5, so I guess it's kind of a day 4, day 5 review. He's looking like the Lich King now suddenly, with no shirt on. Quite well geared, I would say, for the World Tier 3. This is going to basically summarize everything that's been going on in World Tier 3. Yes, I've been doing the Hell Tides. They're really good for gearing up, getting a lot of the sacred gear legendaries, target farming them. The Vault of Mystery is really good, drops 5 sacred legendaries randomly. That's a lot of gear. It seemed to be definitely not the best way to get XP, and XP is really important here, but it's pretty good. I still felt like it was about at least half as good as the best XP I could get doing dungeon farming. I've been farming some dungeons. We're going to showcase that a little bit here. In fact, why don't we go ahead and jump in? And I think I'll do a little bit more gameplay this time than in the first 2 videos. So we're going to go to a little place called Durandai, or whatever. Oh, big shout out to Zizarin and company for achieving the 100, level 100 on hardcore. I think they were the very first players to do it, as far as I know. That is pretty awesome. They gamed their asses off to do that. There it is, Durandai. And I am just taking a page out of their book, as I like the dungeon they were farming, and unfortunately I cannot reset dungeons as I'm playing solo. I can't reset them automatically, so this is a really good dungeon because it's actually pretty good XP, just full clearing it. And I got kind of a nice system down about how much loot I'm getting. I basically get about almost a full inventory of loot. Finally took those stupid gems out of my inventory and just keep them deposited. I don't really pick up the gems that much anymore. But anyway, we're going to go off to Champion's Demise. That's where the level 100 farmers went, and they were not doing Nightmare Dungeons. I have done a few Nightmare Dungeons, but actually, I don't know. They don't seem to be that amazing, at least at the World Tier 3 level, which is where we're at right now. I have unlocked World Tier 4. Big announcement there. I did it as a solo Barb at level 60, and it's funny, I couldn't find a single example of somebody doing that, like on YouTube. I looked for like a solid 5 minutes. I mean, looking for a particular type of video for 5 minutes is more than enough time. Typically find whatever you're looking for these days on the internet, and I just couldn't find anything. So I've decided I'm going to also make a video showcasing this, because all that seems to exist is either rogues solo clearing it, underlevel. I'm talking about underleveled, by the way. I couldn't even find one level appropriate for that matter. But rogues clearing it, or with their Twisted Blades build or whatever it is, or Barbarians just getting completely carried by a group. So that seems to be the only thing that I see here. So just kind of see how the build's just shaping up. Still doing bleed, still not whirlwind. I know people talk all about whirlwind. It got nerfed apparently, but I don't think it was nerfed that bad, probably. So here we go. Crazy tanky in World Tier 3. World Tier 3 is honestly kind of a joke now. There is a big difference between World Tier 3 and World Tier 4. This kind of pull would be pretty dangerous in World Tier 4. If I had Wrath of Berserker up, it would be fine, but pulling, 3 elites at once or something like that. Basically, I'm just picking up sacred gear, and that makes it. I really hate the mobs with increased health or damage reduction. They're so bad. It's crazy how strong they are. They probably need to nerf that, the degree of which extra health they give. Chests usually open up an elite pack, sometimes not. So I don't usually actually clear all of this stuff. I just kind of run around to the elites. I have an amulet on that is making my gameplay so easy. I mean, this game is a little weirdly balanced in how let's see. It has. Oh, I'm stun locked actually right now. Seems to be fine. There's. Oh, the butcher spawn. What? This is only the second time I've seen the butcher. Wow. Okay. In the middle of the video. All right. Well, welcome to single target rend here. It's pretty damn strong. And a world tier 3 butcher is not gonna do anything to me. World tier 4 would probably kill me right now though. That's crazy. I didn't even realize he spawned. Okay, I'm using a potion. I finally have to use the potion. There's only about 7 more that are standing near me, so that's fine. And he's dead. Okay. I think he dropped a guaranteed legendary. Yeah. So, wow, butcher kill. That is, again, that's only the second one I've seen out of, like, my god, like 50 hours of gameplay or something. Crazy. Maybe not quite that much, but he's pretty rare. The other time I saw him was funny. I bet you there might be somebody in the chat who's experienced this. I went down to do a basement, just a random basement thing, which is, the little underground area that's just got one little event or something you got to clear. And it was the butcher just standing in the middle there, like, by himself. Like, oh, wow. So he didn't actually, like, spawn on top of me. He was just sitting down there waiting for his prey to come in. That was pretty awesome. I really enjoyed that moment. I'm looking forward to seeing, like, a massive goblin pack, but I'm not there yet. Steel Grasp is really awesome. I think people are very much undercounting the value of this skill as far as bleed, especially with the way you can make it. You get berserk and you make enemies vulnerable at the same time doing it. Now I have the glyph of exploit unlocked fully. It's super strong. It basically makes the first attack on every hit put vulnerable on for 3 seconds. A crazy good quality of life. It's really the only super powerful effect that I'm getting out of my Paragon boards yet. I'm in the middle of the second Paragon board now, but apparently I forgot to pick up the thing, didn't I? Yeah, I forgot to pick up the thing. Alright, well, the Barb is pretty fast running, so that's nice. If you blow all the cooldowns like this. Sandstorm, thanks for the subscribe on that. Alright, so this is unfortunate. Nobody wants to run back and forth the dungeon, but I'm a little distracted, and normally I would have never skipped this thing. At this point, I've done this dungeon a lot. Word of advice, don't skip that. I guess at this point, while I'm running here, we can kind of show you the build. Everything still looks basically the same. I've been running, just kind of scrolling through it. I'm not going to talk about the build per se. I'm just doing this right here, right now, in case this is the only video you watch and you can see what everything's going. I do take gushing wounds now. I finally got a little bit of crit action going on, so that's good. Alright, let's see here. Getting the altars was kind of fun. I'm somebody that excels at, like, spatial skills and stuff, so it's actually quite easy for me to find all of them using the internet and looking at, like, I look at the internet, look at the page, like, okay, it's right here, because we don't have coordinates right now in the game, at least I don't think. But I could pretty easily do that because it's just something I excel at for some reason. So I kind of enjoyed the Easter egg hunt that way. I know a lot of people hate it though. I don't know if they ought to make it like an every league thing or not. Yeah, I can see the argument for not doing that. I got not a legendary, sorry, a unique weapon on now, which is really intriguing. It's the one thing in my build that probably couldn't replicate very easily. But I have found like 5 uniques. Only one of them is one that I felt like using though. It's this sword here, which was really awesome. Probably my most enjoyable find so far. I found that on day 3, I think. And what makes this so great is that it's a unique item that, first of all, I don't even know what the unique items are. Like, I didn't go up and look up all the unique items, but it happens to be incredibly good for my build that I'm already doing. That wasn't designed around the unique. That is not a particularly gear-dependent build. Yeah, look at that. Look at it just smash everything there. It just destroys. But it puts a puddle of blood on the ground. and that actually does quite a bit of damage when I rupture. Here, let me show you here. So if I just rupture this guy, put the big old puddle on the ground, and that puddle actually does some serious damage. So again, that's the unique there. The rupture is a skill that's not popular at all. I'm pretty sure, like probably like almost the only person who uses it the entire game. Like nobody uses it, and I was using it before I had that unique. As a matter of fact, I was using it before I got that. Not because it was like really good. It is definitely the least valuable skill on my skill bar. Before the rupture sword. With the rupture sword, it's probably still the least valuable skill on my skill bar. Like everything else is kind of more important. Like you could put a defensive shout on there or something instead if you wanted. But here we go. We're over halfway done with this dungeon now. Lunging strike is way too powerful. I said this before. I honestly think they should nerf it and make the Barb more powerful in some other way because it is ridiculous. I'm not a rogue. I don't know why I'm able to shadow step to enemies. Like look at this. What is this? What is this? Am I Barb or am I rogue? No internal cooldown. That's so stupid. That's so stupid. Like I should not be able to do that on a Barb. I'm sorry. It should not be a thing. It shouldn't be a thing. I should be able to do a lot of cool things on a Barb. That's not one of them. That's stupid. Smashing enemies' faces in like this while I'm getting my face smashed in and not seeing my health bar move at all. That's what should happen on a Barb. But not shadow stepping from monster to monster. Okay. Does anybody agree with me, or am I alone here? It's pretty dumb, in my opinion. Just trying to adhere to a little bit of class fantasy here. I think it's pretty dumb. Anyway, I really enjoy the style of the bleed thing, but I definitely want to try Whirlwind. I know a lot of people are going to ask how you can do Whirlwind. Still trying to find this blasted legendary affix for the ring that is apparently drop only. I don't even know if I can get it from the gambling vendor or not. Look at that. Look at that damage, man. Oh, wait. Of course I got the damage. I got Artillery Shrine. I thought that was a little weird how fast everything died there. Didn't realize what shrine I got. You can see my inventory's filling up. So if I basically just pick up Sacred and Legendaries, my inventory's not going to max out. Don't really need to clear that stuff. Okay, abusing the Barb's faster run speed here.
Not ready yet.
Wait, why did all my abilities reset? That's weird. Is that a channeling shrine on me or something? That was really weird. Did they just reset when you put the thing in? Maybe that's what happened. Wow, I didn't even know that. Maybe when I deposit the thing, all my abilities reset. I'm gonna have to watch the replay on that. Look, lunging strike, one lunging strike, he's invulnerable or vulnerable, and then rend. That is it's so smooth. So smooth. Again, it's actually roguelike. Here. Alright, so watch this. This is stupid. You want to see a boss die fast? I'll show you a fast boss death. This is what playing a Barbarian is like. What it should be like. Okay, that's Barbarian. Completely ignore the mechanics of the fight. Just face tank him. Basically, your health doesn't move, and you smash his face in, and he dies really fast. That's how you play Barb. So let me go ahead and kind of scroll through really quick. The gear, yeah, obviously this is definitely a single target build primarily, but with the chain hook and stuff, it is pretty strong, honestly. And you know, when I did the capstone dungeon, I probably should have changed, like, chain hooks wasn't really useful at all, and I probably should have changed it like some defensive shout. But I'm going to try to replicate that here in a separate video. Let's go through some of the gear right quick. Alright, we'll start with this weapon. Yeah, this just dropped while questing randomly. And I already showed it what it does. It doesn't make Rupture amazing. It goes from like 8.5 seconds to 6.5 second cooldown. That's all that really does for the all of the increased ranks of Rupture and the cooldown of Rupture. That's all that does. It doesn't actually increase the damage of it. But of course the pool of blood it gives is really good. Let's see. And we have here, this is a very important weapon. I think I was using this weapon on my last one, day 2. Super important to have the two-handed bludgeoning weapon type have probably your single best legendary affix on there. Because I haven't had to replace this. I have no reason to replace it. I could replace it now. It's quite under leveled now. 624 item power is pretty low for me now. That is like below sacred level. But I never actually attack with a weapon, so it doesn't matter. It just needs to have, decent stats. Now, obviously, the explicits are pretty awful on this one. I mean, they're basically almost only one of them is even useful, really, out of the 4. But it has a perfect roll on 60% increased damage, its own multiplier. And that's why I'm using Lunging Strike even when I'm at max fury. Another reason I'm using Lunging Strike is because it gives me 20% damage reduction. This is actually probably mandatory for doing the capstone dungeon. I think this is pretty mandatory. Also getting some extra fortify here. A big roll here is good. There's a bug right now where when you upgrade the item, it's showing the numbers higher. The numbers range from 3 to 7, I think. So I got a 6 roll out of a 3 to 7. Those numbers are deceiving there where it says 7 to 13. That's not the real numbers. Also got some armor here. It's not a very good roll, but it is decent armor. This armor is actually not very good for my build as far as explicits. It's not very good at all, really. This is set up for Whirlwind. This will be pretty good for Whirlwind because I use both of those shouts, and reducing the cooldown of the shouts and everything will be really valuable there. The pants are pretty good, though. Pretty good pants. The gloves, very, very low item level, 492, but I just couldn't ever really replace these. They have a decent crit roll, decent attack speed roll, and +2 rend, and that's what you want on your gloves, probably. The boots are, I guess, around the same level. These are the boots I got on day 1. I guess it was early day 2 boots. Yeah, still those boots that I got from the day 2 highlight video. Still wearing them. Klops, thanks for the subscribe. Awesome. Magic Fan Barbarian. I got an amulet recently. This amulet's pretty cool, and I'm really happy and thankful I got this amulet before trying to do the capstone dungeon. This is a massive, this is probably one of the craziest rolled amulets you guys have ever seen. Insanely strong damage reductions going on here. Usually you prioritize like cooldown reduction and fury cost reduction. Of course, I rolled that one over, but yeah, just a massive defensive amulet, and with the heal imprinted. For some reason, even though the number is gold there on the life regen, it actually increases on this amulet. I don't know if that's a bug or not, but so putting this on the amulet is the reason why you're able to see me like never use a potion. This is why I never have to use a potion, basically, because if I just put myself in a bunch of enemies, I'm healing for 182 life per second, and I'm tanky enough where that's just keeping me afloat. And this game is kind of lacking on in-combat passive regens. But this is one very unusual source of it. And yeah, I've even had some people in my community talk about how good this is. Definitely a sleeper pick. I don't see any guides mention it. I really think people should be using this and using it on the amulet slot. Probably if they're running a Barb anyway. This is probably, oh yeah, this is really good. I don't really want this on the ring. There's a couple other better options for the ring slot, but I went ahead and had this on the ring. This legendary aspect is very, very strong. 3 attacks with Lunging Strike, and I got 30% damage multiplier. 1 attack, 10% damage multiplier. Wherever my rage is at, I don't attack. I'm not playing it like a monk where it's 3-hit combo thing on here, but it essentially makes it like that a little bit. Let's see. Oh yeah, perfectly rolled. Perfect. Well, what a hell of a ring this was. I didn't even have to transfer the legendary aspect to a better ring. It actually rolled super well. Damage to injured enemies is kind of interesting. It's not very good for bleeds, I think, because usually you're hitting your target mostly when it's healthy. But I mean, it's all right. I think isn't injured like 80% or less? It's not that bad, and the damage to injured enemies roll is like double what other rolls are normally. So that's kind of good, I guess. See, I think I skipped over these weapons. Also, like basically the 2 remaining decent damage multipliers are good. I'm not a big believer in this legendary aspect. Yeah, because it's I don't really stand still that much. Oh, injured is characters of less than 35% of that. Okay, it's actually pretty bad then. It's actually kind of bad. All right. This is really good, though. Skills deal up 20% damage increase based on the primary resource. This one should probably be the other very important one. So if I was using like a two-hander, a real two-hander, I'd want this on there. Yeah. All right. So I kind of went ahead and already showed this a little bit here. We're just going to scroll over here. I'm not going to talk about anything. This is not a build guide, but I just kind of want to show you what my day 5 gear looks like. But I'm scrolling through it in case you want to see what it looks like here. I'm actually following the Whirlwind guide, which lines up with Rend anyway, because it's a bunch of bleed slashing weapon synergies anyway. This glyph is unbelievably strong, and everybody should get it for sure. Glyph exploit. Glyphs are easy to get. There's barely any here. I think I literally have unlocked every glyph now. I don't think there's a single one left to find. And this is not the recommended one, but for me, in my case, I think it's probably the best one. It allows me to really stand my ground while Wrath the Berserker is up. I can tank almost anything. Although World Tier 4, maybe another story on that. So yeah, quick recap. World Tier 2, I did finish that out and got my Lilith altars done. Then I did the capstone dungeon and got to World Tier 3. I started doing Hell Tides. I basically stopped doing the Tree of Whispers. Although I'm going to start doing the Tree of Whispers in World Tier 4 because it's kind of cool, like the evolution of the game and how it just suddenly there's a big difficulty spike. Suddenly the Tree of Whispers is going to be one of my primary things I focus on, as I'm trying to level through World Tier 4 when all the monsters are level 73 and I'm 62. Now, I would have mixed feelings about moving up to World Tier 4. I do think it's a good idea because apparently in this game, there is no leveling penalty for being severely underleveled. In other words, when I kill level 73 monsters, I get a ton of XP from them. So even though I'm killing them much slower than I kill level 62 monsters in World Tier 3, the XP differential is so huge that it turns out being faster XP anyway. And I'm basically not powerful enough to just stream through dungeons. Like, I can't do that same dungeon the way I did it in World Tier 4. It's too hard. So that might be because, I'm 11 levels too low. I'm guessing that's a big reason why. So that's it. That's the day 4 or 5 recap. Yeah. Let me know how your day 4 or day 5 is going, or your day 1, because it might be the first day if you purchased the normal game. So congratulations, you are now playing the game. Yay. A lot of videos coming out here at the same time because I got some stuff I want to show. I'm going to do an actual full build guide before I swap the Whirlwind, which should be any time now. Hopefully Whirlwind is better even after the nerfs. And I'm going to showcase an uncut capstone dungeon, Fallen Temple, I think it is. Where is that? Somewhere over here. Fallen Temple, yeah. So look forward to that video. Alright everyone, I'll catch you in another video. I don't know, maybe we'll do like a day 7, day 8 review. Maybe like one more. We'll see. Bye for now.